Oh, we're recording.
What is one of the most common questions couples get asked?
They would have to be, how did you meet? So how did we meet?
Well, I would say our story is not the conventional story.
No.
It's not boy meets boy in the club or boy meets boy, at
No.
a family gathering.
No.
We actually met on Tinder. Believe it or not, there are Tinder success stories out there. Before I met James, I had been single for just over 2 years. I had been on dates which had not been so successful. People started telling me I need to go on websites and dating sites and apps and see how that worked. I was very wary of that initially, but I gave in the end. I also finally joined Tinder, and I had been on Tinder here in Cape Town for quite a while. And I think after about 2 or 3 weeks, I'd kind of exhausted my matches. So I was at the point where I was about to delete the app. Then, on a whim, I decided to go up to Joburg for a couple of days. When I got to Joburg, I decided, you know what, I'm only here for the week. Why not go on these apps and see if there's any interest? At the very least, maybe I'll go for coffee with someone, or just a fun little outing. It's worth a try. And that's exactly what I did. There was a bit of interest from guys up there, and one of those matches was James.
Before I met Con, I think it was about 2 months before that, I had just gone out of a long-term relationship as well. Things weren't working because I finally realized, I think as you get older you realize exactly what you want in life. Sometimes you're with people and they don't want the same things as you, and you grow out of things that you do want and things that you don't want. You are allowed to change. So we broke it off, and then 2 months later my HOD, head of department, said to me, please go on Tinder, it's such a fun app. So I was like hesitant, also wary about all these dating sites. And then went on, had a couple of matches, and then Con popped up and was really chatty, and we just seemed to click.
Yes, I think we were chatting on Tinder itself for about a day. When I thought, I'm going to go out on a limb and give him my number and see if we can move the chats to WhatsApp, which we did quite successfully.
Yes. You invited me out to go dancing or to go to that club.
Yes,
on
I
the
was
Friday.
going out with my friend Luit, and I thought, if he wants to come out, come and dance for a bit, see how that goes. But I was out in Parkhurst at that point in time, and he lived all the way in Mayerton. So it was quite a drive, and it was already after 10 in the evening.
Yes. Because I think I had just finished invigilating matrix as well. But my big thing was, we had only been chatting for a couple of days, and I was like, I'm not going to go meet a guy that I've only been chatting with for a couple of days. And his friends are going to be there, so it's going to be awkward. And you don't really know what's going to happen.
I think in the end we decided we were going to see maybe the next morning about going for breakfast, and he seemed quite keen.
Yes.
So that morning he drove all the way through from Mayerton and picked me up.
Yes.
And we went for breakfast at Tasha's in Rosebank. And I think we were quite comfortable with each other right from the get-go.
Yes, yeah, there wasn't...
No awkward silences or anything like that on the drive to Tasha's.
No.
And once breakfast started going, we just got straight into chatting and talking about our families and our lives and our likes and dislikes. As we sat down to breakfast, I realized I hadn't texted my mom yet to let her know how things were going. So I was in that awkward position where it was like, am I now going to tell a total stranger if he would mind giving me a minute just so I could text my mom? Or was I just going to keep quiet, and incur the wrath of my mother for not texting? I thought, what? No. He needs to know what type of relationship I had with my family, so I asked him. And before I could ask him, he actually asked me if I would mind if he just phoned his mother to let her know that he got there safely. And I think it's in that moment that I knew that we were going to click.
Yes. Both have very tight relationships with our parents. So
That we do. And I think
It
that's
was
one of the
something
first
big.
things that,
connected us.
yes, the fact that he was very much someone who's a family person, had a very nice breakfast,
Yes.
and you actually then you had to go home for your dad's 50th birthday celebrations.
Yes.
Which was kind of sad. I would have loved to spend more time with him.
Continue chatting.
Continue chatting
Yes.
well into the night.
And then I got sneaky.
Yes, well this was on a Saturday, and
Yes.
I was supposed to fly back on the Sunday because I needed to be back for the John Legend concert that night. So I had quite an early start, and we had to take the long way to the airport because it was also the 94.7 cycle challenge. We were chatting since early morning, since I left for the airport.
Yes.
And we were chatting about which airport was closest to him. And then I got to the airport, Daniel sent me off, and I was off to the counter. As I got my ticket and I turned around to go and walk to security, I heard somebody calling my name. And as I looked around, lo and behold, there was James.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that he'd driven all the way from Mason to come and see me off at the airport, and basically to tell me, listen, I just want to give you a little something and I'll walk you to the gate. This was like unheard of. That's the type of thing I would do, but nobody had ever done that for me. So I was at a complete loss for words.
I thought to myself the night before, I'm going to go to sleep, and if I wake up early enough, I'm definitely going to go to the airport. So, and I woke up early enough, and you just take a chance as well.
So what did you tell your mum?
Oh, I just left her a note that morning saying, I've gone to meet Con at the airport, I'll see you later.
I said to him, well, I'm not going to have you drive all the way out here just to see me off at the gate. There's still like over an hour left before the flight.
Yes.
Let's go and get some coffee. I said to him, well, if you feel comfortable enough, maybe you could come down and visit me in Cape Town sometime after Christmas. And then
I was not having it.
he said, well, I was thinking
Next weekend.
And I was like, okay, great. He didn't, of course, fly down 2 weeks later, and picked him up at the airport. We went to Lagoon Beach
Yes.
for a drink,
Yes.
and then we had a little walk down to the beach, sat down, looked at Table Mountain and the ocean.
It was beautiful.
And that is where we shared our first kiss.
Yay.
And then the next morning I planned the early morning hike for us up Lion's Head,
Yes.
which was quite
I
fun.
did not know what I was in for. I thought, yeah, nice hike in the morning in Cape Town, the sun's coming up, it's lovely. Oh my gosh, didn't realize there were chain ladders and.
I basically just told them, bring something comfortable, bring like running shoes, we are going hiking.
Yeah.
So yes, got to the top of Lion's Head,
Yes, oh, this
had a look, took pictures, and then there were quite a lot of people up there actually. I had been planning on asking him something, and I thought, well, there's way too many people around, this is not going to work. So I had to find a little more secluded spot where we sat down for a bit. And then I said to him, listen here, I know this might come a little bit out of left field, but I really do feel like we have a connection.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel, if you do feel the same, do you think that's maybe something that we can explore? Luckily for me, he
put
did.
a ring on it. He liked it, so he put a ring on it.
Pretty much made it Facebook official up
Yes.
on Lion's Head.
HBO.
And it was a lovely weekend. He got to
It
meet
was.
my friends.
Yes.
And
We are also
I think for the
lovely.
first month or 2 months, he basically flew down about every 2 weeks. And then from early the next year, we started taking turns to go and see each other.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about how we met each other. If you did, give us a thumbs up.
Remember to subscribe.
And we'd love to hear from you. If you're in a relationship with someone, how did you guys meet? Tell us in the comment section below, or just leave us your thoughts and suggestions. And yes, we look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until next time, Con and James, out.
Try Tinder.
Yes, you might
It
just
is-
be one swipe away from meeting
True love.
the person you're supposed to spend your life with.
Yes. Tinderfellas.
This guy, this guy,
This guy.
Annie. Love at first swipe. When I
So-
finally met his parents, she told me the story. And she told me how she actually got the note that morning. And she went to go wake his dad and say, Charles, Charles, Jamie's gone to the airport to go meet this guy.
My parents are awesome like that though.